Hello! Today I wanted to make a video about screen time. This is a topic that I have been wanting to speak about for a long time now. And the reason that I have waited is because it is such a sensitive topic and not many people that I know of can relate to my experiences around screen time, as they are quite different to how other parents experience this part of their children's lives. So I just want to start off by saying that I only ever share my own experiences and perspectives. I am not here to change anybody's mind or to push my views onto other people. However, this is a topic that has been coming to my awareness more and more lately, and I'm taking that as a sign that it might be time and I might be ready to share my own feelings around screen time. So if this video doesn't resonate with you, you do not have to agree, you do not have to believe what I believe or relate to me in any way. I'm still going to share anyway because it's really important for each of us in the world to share our unique truths, even if they don't align with other people's unique truths. So, pre-warning, some of what I might share in this video could be shocking to some who are not used to hearing these experiences. So, screen time is generally viewed by most parents as harmful and damaging. And I'm here to share that I've had the complete opposite experience raising 4 children. One of the reasons that I actually homeschooled my children was so that they could enjoy unlimited screen time. So, yes, I know, quite shocking, I'm sure, to some of you, and that's okay. Everybody is allowed their own perspective. Now, why did I allow this unlimited screen time? Because my children enjoyed it. It is very simple. There's really nothing more to it than that. And what I see is parents are expressing to me how frustrated they get when they put the TV on or a video or a movie or something for their child. When they turn that off, their child throws a huge tantrum, and this is alarming to the parent. And automatically the parent just assumes it's because of the TV show. It's because of the screen time. When actually my perspective and experience is that it's far more simpler than that. They just don't want to stop engaging in a fun activity. Their tantrum and their rebellion and resistance to move away from that activity is just them saying, this is what I like to do. This makes me feel good. This makes me enjoy myself. I'm passionate about this thing, and you're taking it away from me. And yes, I know it's going to be harder for parents who don't homeschool, and they do have to stop their child at some point to get ready and leave the house and go to school, and that's okay. The child can still be allowed to show these emotions without it meaning anything, without us parents placing a meaning on top of it, like, because we have the experience itself, and then we put a layer of meaning onto that experience. So rather than embracing the present moment and embracing the feelings and the expression in our child that is just natural in the moment, we place a meaning on top. And that meaning itself, not the experience, the meaning itself creates the stress and the unhealthy thoughts and the resistance and the fighting. So let's say we take that meaning off. So the meaning is screen time's bad for my child. Other thoughts could be the screen time causes my child to throw tantrums. This is harmful. It's messing with their brain. It's hypnotizing them. It's too distracting. And you can finish the rest of the thoughts yourself, because everybody knows there are so many thoughts that come with this idea around screen time being bad. There's fear, there's worry, there's concern. Let's say we remove that. It's just the experience. It's just as simple as the child was having fun and they didn't want to stop. That's really it. So imagine how easy life would be if we didn't have that layer of meaning and thoughts on top of this. Now, why do children love screen time so much? There is a world of learning and exploration, whether it's just a movie or a YouTube video or a game they play. These times are moving forward with technology, and children are wanting to embrace what's out there. They want to use this technology to grow and learn and enjoy themselves. So when I began homeschooling, because obviously my children got up in the morning and they would play computer games, and then they'd have to go to school and they'd be upset. They wouldn't want to go. And I went down that path of believing it's because of the games. And then they'd get home from school. They didn't want to do homework. They just wanted to play their computer games or watch a cartoon. Again, the layer of meanings were there for me. This is distracting them. They're not getting the important schoolwork done. So I have been down that path. Now, when I started homeschooling, I actually realized part of that path for me was realizing that my children didn't need to do all this learning that is forced upon them in school. They didn't need to do hours of homework to learn things. They didn't need to practice their spelling and reading to learn. They didn't need to spend hours a day practicing and reciting and remembering everything to learn. So I kind of gave all of that up because I was experimenting. My parenting journey has been one of experimentation, trial and error. We cannot say that something does or doesn't work unless we are willing to let go of it, to let go of one thing and try another. So often I will hear parents talking about how this thing is not going to work, it's not going to work, they know what works, but they have not tried a different way. And that's fine. They are just not ready. And there's no judgment, because I was that parent, and we aren't ready until we're ready. But I do urge you that if something's not working, rather than say this other thing that you haven't tried is not going to work, give it a try first and then say whether you were right or wrong. Oftentimes people have said to me, this thing's not going to work. And I've said, yes, it is, and I've done it and it hasn't worked. And I realize that I was wrong. But other times it has worked perfectly great, better than anything. One of the things that really worked for me was removing all of the structured learning for my children and letting them choose the activities they wanted to do and see if they could still learn. And what I found was that they learned far more than what they ever did in school by playing computer games all day long. Now, if you're thinking that this is bad, they shouldn't sit at a screen all day. It's not really about the duration, it's about what they're doing. So Yes, if you sit a child down in front of the news all day long, that is going to be harmful because there's a lot of negative messages. Now, you might think the same about a game like Grand Theft Auto, where there are stealing cars and lots of references to violence and things like that. And I had those fears, but I can tell you now that one of my children, and here's another shocking revelation, and I'm fine with what comes with this. When my child was 7 years old, he was a big gamer, and I allowed him to play that game, Grand Theft Auto, because I wasn't about to judge something until I gave it a try. And I watched, and he played that game for years, and he was never violent with anyone. He never swore, and he never stole a car. He enjoyed the thrill of driving all these different cars around and crashing them. That's what I saw. I didn't see any obsession with bashing people up. Yes, they got a laugh out of kicking or hitting somebody else in the game, but when it came to real life, they never hurt. My son, who played this game, never hurt anybody. He was never violent, because most of the times, if a child's going to be violent or do these things, steal cars or swear, it's going to come from the environment and the caregivers, how they're treated at home or by others. It's less likely to come from playing a computer game. And if they play that computer game, as long as they've got a loving and caring environment that supports freedom and trust, they're going to be safe in playing these kinds of games. Where the unsafety comes into it is when there are all these meanings and beliefs piled on top of this game, drilling into the kids that this is bad, this is wrong, and don't do this and don't do that, and don't you dare steal and don't you dare lie. And there's all this worry and fear and mistrust placed upon these kids, and they're more likely to go out and do these things anyway, whether they play a computer game or not, because their expression is being suppressed. So of course that's going to need to come out at some point, generally in unhealthy ways. So I started homeschooling 12 years ago. I allowed all of my children, all 4 children, unlimited screen time, and to this day, it's 13 years later, I have seen no damage. I have seen no resistance to other activities. We actually traveled around Australia off and on for 10 years. We took all of the children's gaming devices with us because I did not want to restrict. So for me, the unschooling path is about removing restrictions and watching my kids have unlimited screen time actually enabled them to self-regulate more easily. They could tune into when they were done playing. They didn't have this outside worrying, concerned voice telling them that's enough, turn it off. Because when I did do that, they threw a tantrum. And it wasn't because they had been playing for too long. It was because they weren't ready to stop. Gaming has been the most wonderful, enriching experience that all of my children have ever had. And I know this because I joined them in their gaming. I played Minecraft with them. I played Grand Theft Auto with them. I played Roblox with them. And it was fun. I totally understand why kids love to game so much, because it is fun. You get to have these experiences and live out fantasies. And the more we are allowed to live out these fantasies and experiences in the gaming world, the less need there is to do it out there in the real world. And I saw so much laughter and joy and happiness and learning. All of my children learned to read and write, not with formal schooling, with gaming and YouTube influences and videos. The YouTube influencers actually inspired my children to make their own gaming channels and create videos and content. They learned editing and they learned to be creative, and they learned math and they learned science. They learned so many things, and I watched them. I observed them. So no, I did not ever stop them from gaming or watching videos. Often I would make their food for them and take it to their rooms so that they could continue building their house in Minecraft, because they were very focused. When a child is focused, then it's awful for them to have this experience of a sudden cutoff, which is why if you do let your child play a game or watch a cartoon, maybe wait until it's finished before you transition them to the next activity. That could be very helpful. So I just really wanted to share how I have had nothing but positive experiences. I find that my children have matured and grown so much more, having access to the internet and a lot of different gaming platforms. They've been able to make online friends that they normally wouldn't make in real life. They weren't forced in the school situation where they were just around so many other kids that they didn't relate to or had no choice but to be around. This gaming world and screen time allowed them to make friends from other countries, learn other languages, and be able to feel into who was right for them. It helped them to learn about online security and who to trust and who not to trust by listening to their internal guidance system. And yes, they've had experiences with being hacked and being bullied online, but it was very, very short-lived because they knew to say no, they knew to block, and they knew to move away from something and into something better for them. So no, my children over the last 13 years were never told to stop their screen time, to stop their gaming. They were never monitored online, and I trusted that they would come to me if there was any problems or issues, and they did, because they felt safe to do so. In not restricting my children's gaming or screen time, they have been able to travel around the country, have lots of time out in nature, make lots of friends at the local playgrounds, visit the beach, go on holidays, visit family, engage in other activities like competitions at the library, and come shopping and do other things. So no, they have not just stared at a screen every single day for the past 13 years. They have been able to regulate and know when enough is enough, know when to turn it off, know when to go to sleep. And if they don't, that's their choice. They're doing something they love. I have only seen positive benefits. I have not seen any behavior issues whatsoever. And again, this is because despite the unlimited screen time, they have been raised in an environment that is safe, loving, supportive, and allows freedom of expression and freedom of choice to pursue any activity and passion that they want. I hope this video has been helpful to some of you out there, and I look forward to sharing more soon. Have a wonderful day. Bye.